Welcome back, boxing fans, to the Santander Arena in Reading, Pennsylvania. Rich Quinones alongside my broadcast partner, Ron Christian. Good night of boxing by King's Promotion. Special thanks to Crown Plaza as we are midway through a gorgeous night of boxing. How about the crowd this evening as well, Ron?
It is terrific to see a crowd of this size again. People talk about our sport perhaps not doing as well as it once did.
Who are they? Who are they, Ron Christian? Who are they?
Look around at this crowd. It is a thing of beauty, a very large arena, and a lot of people here.
And they've been very spirited and very lively. We've seen a lot of entertaining action thus far. You believe this has the makings of a very good fight. One round in the books, feeling out process between Evincii Dixon in the blue and white trunks and Rafael Montalvo with the red, white, and blue trunks. This is round number 2. Opening stage is scheduled for 6 rounds in the welterweight division. I would concur with you. I do think these are two very talented, young-looking fighters. They're very sharp as well, and I do think this has the makings of going the distance.
Well, it's clearly going that way, but I know Montalvo wants to get in there and exchange. He needs to jab his way in, and he needs to fire. And right now, he's the one who's taking the body shots. He should be delivering those.
And he's fighting forward, too. That was an excellent exchange right there by Montalvo, actually. After Dixon landed a couple of blows, Montalvo fought forward, was able to get that foot in front of him, and get a little momentum behind those punches and his jabs, Ron.
No question.
But you can see it. He is trying to sneak in that lift a little bit. Just trying to be a little sneaky right there and go downstairs. Typically, it's upstairs where Mama hides the cookies. He's trying to go downstairs in the pantry.
Well, he jabbed, and then he hooked off that jab as he was leaping in. Kind of a Floyd Patterson. You're way too old or too young to remember that. But Patterson used to leap in with that left hook, getting off of both feet. He just did that, and unfortunately, he didn't land it significantly enough to do anything.
You're more well-schooled than me. How about that? Since we already saw the Ronald Reagan, I'm going to be political tonight.
All right.
Hey, you forget more boxing than I'll ever know, my friend.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. So nice body punches there. Nice uppercut by Montalvo.
Montalvo, Ron, you brought up a good point. If he's trying to slip inside a little bit with that jab, I'm just wondering, too, if he might want to try to force the issue a little bit. And why not try to get Evincii Dixon up against the ropes? I mean, obviously, not be up against the ropes yourself, but force the issue a little bit, fight forward a little bit, and start to dictate the fight like he's doing right there. Bring it back in the center of the ring. And I'm not saying manhandle him, but dictate the fight a little bit.
Or manhandle him a little bit. I mean, it's a kind of a legitimate technique to, I don't want to call it dirty boxing, but to make the things uncomfortable. You mentioned Bernard Hopkins. Nobody did it better than Bernard Hopkins. I mean, he'd drive people crazy with his kind of roughhousing technique. All within the rules, kind of.
Good combination by Montalvo. It's been said in boxing, you always want that level playing field, and if Rafael Montalvo right now can start to dictate the action a little bit, I think he's going to make Evincii Dixon work for a win.
He's had a good round so far, I think. Even when he was trapped against the ropes, he fought exceedingly well off the ropes and landed more than he took.
Gorgeous counter by Dixon, too, with a left and right. Closing in final 10 seconds, round number 2 scheduled for 6. Montalvo and Dixon. Good late flurry by Montalvo, and then a left to close it out as Rosado steps in. 2 in the books.
I've got it 1 round apiece. I think this is a very close fight.
Entertaining fight as we take a look at Evincii Dixon's corner. Dixon out of Lancaster, Pennsylvania. 2-3 with 1 knockout. And we mentioned Rafael Montalvo as we take a look at Montalvo's corner. 3-4 with 3 knockouts out of St. Clair, PA. And let's not diminish, he fought Anthony Young. He fought Calderon. He knocked out DeCarlo Perez. All of his knockouts have come, all his wins, I should say, have come via knockout. So he does have, early on in his career, knockout power. 2 in the books. Forget about the feeling out process. I think now if there's going to be any adjustment, I would say this. If I'm in Evincii Dixon's corner, I tell him, look, you know this is going to be a 6-round fight. You can utilize that jab. It starts with the jab. You can slip it. You can slide. You can glide. You can just kind of move around this young man, if you will, in the ring and just stay true to that. I think if he stays true to the jab, he's going to be all right as he just starts off round number 3 with 3 consecutive left jabs.
Excellent observation.
Dixon again with the blue and white trunks. Montalvo in the red, white, and blue trunks. Of course, the colors of Puerto Rico.
They're both doing nice work right now. They're in close, they're exchanging punches, not holding, and they're both landing their share of shots.
Montalvo, good uppercut.
Yeah. And there was a little shoe shine there by Dixon doing not landing anything of consequence, and he just took a right hand from Montalvo.
Sometimes, too, again, when you're going against that smaller opponent and you're fighting in that phone booth, don't be afraid to throw that uppercut. Do not be afraid to just cock that hand back and see if you can catch him, because a lot of times, we just saw it, a lot of times you'll see you start to drop that head a little bit, you're going to leave yourself wide open. We talk about it all the time on the broadcast, that peekaboo stance.
And that Montalvo was the one who was using the right uppercut, by the way, against a taller man. And he's used it effectively several times in this round already. Oh, nice exchange of left hooks.
Yeah, gorgeous right by Dixon. Had Montalvo in trouble. Oh, Montalvo fighting his way outside the ropes, back in the center of the ring. Early stages, round number 3, scheduled for 6. Dixon and Montalvo right here on GFL.TV. Of course, Comcast Sportsnet, ringside. Rich Quinones alongside my broadcast partner, Ron Christian. Good crowd this evening. The Santander Arena in Reading, Pennsylvania. A great night of boxing put on by King's Promotion and a good show.
Folks are getting their money's worth.
Oh, absolutely. 3 rounds in this one. Very good action between Dixon and Montalvo.
After a very slow first round, these guys have really turned it up a notch.
Montalvo with a left and a right. Stunned Dixon. He's got Dixon in trouble right now. Dixon trying to fight out of it. Good counter left.
Well, I'd like to see Montalvo try to follow up on that advantage, because he landed some murderous shots there. Dixon had to have been a little bit stunned by those shots.
Very compact with those punches, especially that uppercut goes downstairs, does Montalvo. Dixon counters downstairs, misses with a right.
And it was a very nice right hand landed to the body by Montalvo, follows it up with a right uppercut.
You notice when Montalvo comes with that left and his momentum takes him as he leans into Dixon, he tries to set him up for that uppercut. Something to keep an eye out for as this fight progresses. Montalvo goes downstairs with a 1-2.
Maybe a little too far downstairs. The referee was not in a position to see
Gary,
that.
that was tough vision for Gary Rosado, one of the best in the business.
Absolutely.
There you saw it right there, that left, and he comes with that uppercut.
Both guys have had their moments in this round. Montalvo, in my mind, has kind of taken control of it. Not complete, though.
6-round fight. You got to start to separate yourself. Oh! Good right by Dixon.
My timing was perfect. Just when he's taking control, he gets dropped.
Looked like a flash knockdown.
Yes.
I mean, he caught him fast.
Wow. Well, I'm going to tell you something.
If that was a 10-round 9 for Montalvo, well, guess what? Going to Dixon. Here we go, Ron.
Let's see if they caught that knockdown. But there you go. Very good round by Montalvo up to that point. Walks into a right hand, takes a left hook off the top, and a right hand to the temple, and that's what dropped Montalvo. He was a little bit off balance, but that was a legit knockdown.
Absolutely, absolutely. Forget about a glancing blow. That was a good right. Again, sometimes that momentum, when you're swinging wildly a little bit, you might leave yourself open. But Dixon, that's a textbook right, and caught him perfectly. Well timed.
The question really is that a 10-8 round for Dixon or a 10-9 round for Dixon? You have to give the round to Dixon. He scored a knockdown. But I thought Montalvo did a good job in that round of winning the round right up to the point that he was dropped. What do you do, Rich? 10-8, 10-9, because it's a big difference.
Again, this is just unofficial ringside. Round number 4 scheduled for 6 between Montalvo and Dixon. I would score that a 10-8 round.
That, as I just did too.
Dixon with the blue and white trunks. Montalvo with the red, white, and blue trunks. That right there, I mean, obviously, you don't need to be a rocket scientist to figure that out. Kind of turn the tide of the fight.
Well, we'll see.
Going into round number 4.
Yeah, it's only in round number 4, but that put Montalvo into a big hole. He's at 10-8 round. My God, he lost 2 rounds in that one round.
Yeah. That's one punch. That's boxing.
Although some of the judges may have not viewed it that way and given it a 10-9 round.
Again,
it's hard to know that.
Yeah, and our scoring is unofficial down ringside. Again, Rich Quinones alongside Ron Christian right here on GFL.TV and Comcast Sportsnet, Santander Arena, Reading, Pennsylvania, ready to rumble. King's Promotion, and this is a dandy. 3 rounds in the books as we are in the early stages of round number 4 between Rafael Montalvo, red, white, and blue trunks, and Evincii Dixon in the blue trunks and the white trim. And we just saw a good knockdown, late stages, round number 3, with the right by Dixon that floored Montalvo to make it a 10-8 round after a very spirited round number 3.
Dixon, by the way, has never been stopped. He's got a chin, and he proved that in the second round when he really took a number of terrific shots from Montalvo, and he ends up landing his own big shots and dropping Montalvo.
And great adjustment by Dixon in round number 4, staying away, keeping his distance a little bit, and really being smart, judicious with his punches too. He's not really getting sucked in by that jab like he was in round number 2. And it got him in trouble a little bit in round number 3 before he caught Montalvo with the right.
Yes. I thought he was definitely in trouble in round number 3. Now, I may have been wrong. He took some terrific shots, but he clearly has a good chin. This kid's got beard. He's a tough kid.
Two very good-looking fighters inside the ring.
Yes. Again, 2 youngsters, 23-year-old Montalvo in the white, 22-year-old Dixon in the blue. Nice fighters.
You see when Montalvo just threw that counter, and then he came with a 1-2 combination. Dixon again showing some smarts inside the ring, understanding where his position was, tries to go for that uppercut as well. Smaller fighter, you know he's going to dip down a little bit at times. I hate to use this phrase because it's so cliche, so forgive me, but they just look like 2 fighters in the ring. They just look like 2 boxers. You know when you can tell when you're watching 2 young guys?
These guys have been gym rats since the time that they were pretty small, my suspicion. I mean, they both have good moves. Montalvo trying to leap in the air and try to get to this guy. He's having trouble again. This is more like the first round in which...
Did land a nice clean left flush. Another one on Dixon's chops. Closing in on 4 rounds in the books. Oh, Montalvo with a left to close it out. See if it sways any of the judges. Good action, 4 rounds in the books. We'll step aside. More boxing to come right here on GFL.TV and, of course, Comcast Sportsnet.